good win. Anytime you can win in conference play is a good win. Snowy day outside or cold, and at times the game had peaks and valleys like that to where I don't know if our focus was as great at times in different spurts, and then it was at times. But, I told our team we lost these 2 games last year. So we came in today and we're able to score 90 points, and the other night we had an opportunity to score. We scored a bunch of points. So we're slowly figuring out offensively, but defensively we got to continue to watch tape and get better at that end as we go forward. So good win, and but any win's a good win. You got to appreciate winning and then put it behind you and get better. So good win, and moving on to Eastern Kentucky.
Was talk of a classic OVC game with the way you kind of had to grind it out against a team that really wouldn't go away?
Yeah, it never. We got up 14 in the first half, and then it 8, and it kind of hovered between 8 and 15 or 16 the whole game. We never took it to 20 and hammered it out, and they never got it to 3 or 4 to where I needed to call timeout and figure things out. But it just kind of stayed in that middle ground to where but it seemed like a long game. It seemed like a long game, and maybe that had to do with shooting 41 free throws on our end. But that was a good thing because today we made them. But the right guys were at the line. The good percentage guys were at the line.
Cam's play, it seems like he's really kind of found a rhythm, especially in the past 2 games. He started off with hitting his first 3 threes in the game.
Yeah, he's a terrific talent. He's a terrific talent. He's shooting the ball better right now. He's making free throws. He's 5 for 7 a day. Hopefully he's 6 for 7. You hope, but the biggest thing with him, we just got to keep harping on him is leadership. I really want him running our basketball team, freshman or senior, doesn't matter. He's our point guard, and he's got the keys to the car to run the team. But we got to challenge him and stay on him on the defensive end. But some of that's going to come down the road as he gets stronger and matures physically. But he's a terrific talent, and he's only going to get better. But he's playing really well right now.
4 in double figures, you got to be happy with that as far as the scoring goes.
Yeah, we know Jarvis can score. Jeff can make shots and score. Jeff's doing a great job putting the ball down, some better job. Cam can make plays. The thing about Cam that's so good, he can go get his own shot. You don't have to run stuff for him. He can just he can just create offense for himself or for others. And then TJ. So offense hasn't, a lot of our offensive issues at times have been missing shots, open shots, or missing free throws, and that kills you. So we really just want to continue to harp on the defensive end and get better defensively. But 3 guys with 20+, that's terrific. And then TJ, is right there in the almost 15 or above.
Talk more about Jeffrey. It seems like he can do more, and he's learning how to do more and learning how to inject himself more. And
I sent him on a trip this summer with Athletes in Action. We try to send 1 or 2 guys with either Sports Reach or Athletes in Action. Really not for the basketball part, but just so they can start growing spiritually and mature. And I thought that'd be good for Jeff, and I think it was. But the one thing, the assistant at Virginia, Richie McKay, called me. He was the coach and was like, hey, he's going to be a good player for you, but he's got to let loose. He's got to become more outgoing. And, Jeff was a football quarterback, so you wish he had a little bit more of it because, if you're a quarterback, you got to have some leadership skills and abilities. But he does it in streaks, but he's got to become more consistent with it because he's got more in the tank to give. And so we've got to stay on him and get it out of him on both ends, offensively and defensively. Yeah, he's long. He can create havoc defensively with deflections when he's really locked in. He can rebound. He's got good size at the 2. But the one thing he does for us is offensively, if we're small, he can play the 4 and be a decision maker in the zone. Or if we're big, he can be the decision maker in the zone. He's got a good IQ for the game and understanding. You saw the one time we finally got the ball in the middle against the zone, and he made a good decision right there, and we need to utilize more of that from him.
You guys dominated on the glass tonight. Do you think playing those tough opponents early really kind of helped your team get a little tougher inside?
Well, I think it let us know what our weakness was and a point of emphasis. But we've rebounded well, and we've won the rebounding battles at our place and against our our conference teams. The teams that we've struggled with, Dayton, West Kentucky, Middle, St. Mary's, they all have physical big 3, 4s, and 5s. That's why I was really proud of the SEMO effort the other night on the glass, because they have a higher level bodies. If you look higher level league bodies with Nino and Jarikas and Tyler and Josh Langford, those guys. So, but to be plus 17 is terrific. Jarvis to go 16.5 rebounds the last 2 games average. He's very pursuing of the ball. I mean, he's as good. Like I said, I've said it before when he got here. I think he's got a chance. He's as good a rebounder we've had here, maybe better. Maybe the best one in the last 8 years I've been here. If we can get another guy in there rebounding like that, whether it's this year or to bring in down the road, then we can really, really be effective up front.
17 turnovers tonight. He has a miscommunication early. The press kind of gave you some issues towards the end of the press.
Yeah, we went over it. The thing you look at Martin, the one glaring stat you looked at, and maybe I saw it, you may have tweeted it, but I saw a stat where they lead the league, they're one of the tops in the country in forcing turnovers. And I said, man, how are they doing it? So, I started seeing that they press early in the game. So the last 2 days, all we've done is press offense. But if you go back and watch tape and you see the decision-making we did, it wasn't you just getting, just over-handled with pressure. Jeff catches it instead of catching, facing. He takes a quick drill, pulls it up, and, we made some weak plays against it. Sapp brought it into the coffin corner area and picked the ball up. You just can't do that, and that's all we talked about the last 2 days. Really, I've never done 5-0 press offense 2 full days in a row for 15 minutes, and that's all we did. And, turnovers was the biggest thing tonight. If we don't turn the basketball over, we have 11 turnovers, then maybe you do win 20 or 25.
Talk about next game, EKU, team that got upset last night.
Well, anywhere you go in the league play, OVC, SEC, people need to understand you can get beat. Whether it's Kentucky when they go to Georgia, Michigan State when they go to Penn State, and I'm just naming schools from other leagues, or East Kentucky going to Edwardsville, or us last year going to Edwardsville. League play, everything, all bets are off. You better go play, and you better play well, or you'll get beat, regardless of the league. Big South, OVC, Colonial, SEC, ACC. EKU is really talented. Play similar a little bit in some things they do offensively to Martin, in that they go 4 out, they spread you out, they really try to beat you off the dribble, drive and kick. They got a talented team. They got a very talented team. They try to be disruptive in the half court defensively, and we're going to have to play our best game to win up there.
80% at the free throw line. I know that got up a little small.
Yeah, that's great. But like I mentioned in my first response, or my first quote, Sapp 6 for 6, Jeff 14 for 14, Cam 5 for 7. Those are our best free throw shooters. They got to the line. And then Jarvis, instead of going 4 for 7 today, he goes 6 for 7. You take Farrell's 1 for 5 out there, we're probably 90%. So we got to get Farrell shooting them better. But 80%, that's terrific. 54% from the field, that's very good. Rebounding was good, but turnovers and then defensive field goal percentage are the 2 things we got to do a better job at.
Speaking of Farrell, 25 minutes tonight, seems to stay out of foul trouble.
Yeah, he's doing it. He's getting better. He really is getting better. It's tough in league play sometimes for us. I want to play big when I can because I think we can score around the basket, but sometimes matchups don't allow us to. If we can really, you got to say, hey, you want to take offense for defense. So sometimes we ended up going 4 guards, and that's when we made our little spurt in the first half. I think we had Rambo out there at the 4, and we went up 14. But he's getting better. He's getting better, and he's got a good future here, second half of this season and into his senior year, because he's going to continue to get in better shape and better understanding. We're just going to need to get a free throw coach in here, because none of us, I'm not doing a good job with that.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.